Are you trying to pray and you feel like God's just not listening? You're trying to feel God, you're trying to hear his answer, but you just don't hear him. You feel like he's just not there. I was cleaning today and it just hit me right upside the head. It felt like that the reason why so many people don't believe, don't have faith, and don't believe that God is hearing their prayers is because Christians, we're not really focused and concentrated on telling people that you've got to have a relationship with God before you can feel and hear him. Don't write God off as not in your life, as not real, as not listening to you simply because you're not hearing him right. Because we're accustomed to hearing and communicating like on a human level. We don't communicate on a human level with God. God speaks to us supernaturally. He speaks to us through our soul. And if you are a new Christian, or if you have not been used to praying, let's say you've not had a real strong Christian faith, you've not had a real strong relationship with Jesus yet. And it may be because you don't know how, because people have not shown you how and told you how. You've got to have that time with God. You have to set aside time and spend time with God. You have to read the Bible. You have to pray. You don't have to have fancy words to pray. Just pray and ask God to come into your life, to show you. Help him, ask him to help you to learn how to hear him. And the way we do that is by studying and being silent. We've got to make time for God, because if you're not hearing God's voice, if you're not feeling his presence, you're not getting your prayers answered the way that you're asking, or even it feels like they're not being answered at all. They may be being answered, or there may be something God's telling you, but you're not sure how you're supposed to listen to him. Does that make sense? It's in my head, and I'm making sense in my head, but it's hard to put it into words. We have to learn how to hear God. We have to treat it as in baby steps. It's like a brand new baby, brand new form of communication. You are a baby Christian when you're a baby follower, when you're just starting your strong relationship with God. You have to learn, and I know someone very close to me who is having a hard time with his faith because he's not feeling God. And I'm almost sure part of that is because he's not been shown and taught that God doesn't speak to every single person the same way. He communicates with us differently based on our own chemical, social, spiritual makeup. God knows us exactly. Every little cell of our body, God knows how to communicate with us. But if we've never been taught that we have to learn how to hear God's voice, we have to be still, we have to study, we have to spend time with God. We have to tune out the rest of the world, because when God speaks, it's not like hearing the person next to you speak. It's not like reading a book and seeing those words necessarily. When God speaks to us, it's going to be on a different level, a perfect level, a loving level, a deep level. But that is something that a lot of people have to grow into to be able to learn. You have to mature in your walk. And it bothers me because I'm afraid that so many people think that God is not with them, that he's not listening because they don't know how to hear him back. God hears everything we do and say. But if we want to hear him, if we want to recognize him, we have to spend time with him. So I needed to say that. I know there's a lot of people, and I'm working through that because, I'm afraid that I've not been telling people that also. We tell people, just listen to God, give it to God, listen to him, do what he says. And people are like, well, how do I know, is he going to talk to me? Am I going to hear his voice? Is he going to write something down? Am I going to read the words? How am I going to know? You have to spend time with God. You have to get to know him as much as he knows you. You can have as much of God in your life as you want, but be open. And my best advice, my best way to tell you is to start spending time with God now. Read the Bible now, study, pray. Just pray from your heart. Don't have fancy words, just say, God, I love you. I know that Jesus died for me. I want to start my walk, but I don't know where to start. Just show me so I'll know, let me know how to recognize you. But you've got to make that time to talk to God. I could talk about this forever, but I needed to say that because I know there's so many people, and we need to be so careful that we're not pushing people away or giving people the wrong idea. That's why it's so important to pray before you speak to people, I think. Anyway, I love you guys. Bye.